Hey Frank, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for meeting me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to meet with you. Glad we could meet together finally. How are things going for you so far?
Pretty good. Just recently took management of this store. So I have 2 stores under me now.
Cool.
A little bit busy, but overall pretty good.
Both named Franks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you Frank Jr.? Is Frank your dad as well?
Yeah, Frank's my dad. I'm Frank Jr. So I just basically he just retired, so I'm taking over the companies for him.
Way cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And how's business going so far?
It's going good. I'm looking to do a couple of changes here and there, but overall I say I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So you guys grocery, correct?
Yeah, we are.
Grocery, more local, right?
Mm-hmm.
Local to Idaho?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, just so I know I'm filled in on some of the details, but I just want to make sure.
Right.
So as far as today's meeting, I know we reviewed and had some communication over email.
Right.
You guys approached us, which I appreciated, and I'm glad we could meet today. So just trying to get a little bit more information. What exactly was it that you guys were in greatest need of at this point?
At the current moment, we're looking to, replace our providers for ice cream.
Okay, sure.
Later along the lines, we might have cheese, yogurt, butter, but right now the main concern for me is, it's the summertime to basically fix our ice cream problem.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, what challenges are you guys running into with your ice cream product line right now?
Right. So yeah, we work with Western Family Ice Cream and Blue Bunny.
Uh-huh.
We've worked with them for about 8 years now, and I just feel that over the time they kind of like given us less and less of a priority.
Gotcha.
It can be as simple as them sending us the wrong flavors. They're not listening to our requests. I just feel like we're more of a number now rather than actually doing business together.
Okay, gotcha. So feeling that priority. How are you seeing that affect your store overall?
Overall, it's really stressing for me because I'm trying to figure out what to do because sometimes I don't get the right flavors, so I kind of have to like problem solve in there. But basically, it's just stressing for me as a store owner, and basically for my employees as well, because they're not always aware, what's the plan ahead of time, and we're kind of just working in the dark.
Gotcha. Okay, so just on your shoulders, this puts a lot of load,
right?
Extra load on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure this is taking away time, and like you said, just kind of unnecessary stress for you to have to be handling a lot of moving parts when you're already handling a lot of moving parts.
Correct. Yeah.
You also mentioned your employees. How does this kind of
because
kind of a chain reaction then of spreading the load on everybody else, kind of making things a little bit frantic. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
What else were you gonna say? Sorry, I could.
Also, like opportunity for business. We don't get the right things. We can't. We have these forecasts for certain brands or flavors. And sometimes we don't get that, so I feel like we miss out on some business too. Okay,
so talking about losing out on business, what the problems that you guys are facing, help me get a feel for a number, putting a number on the amount that you're losing, I guess, in sales. What damage is that causing, if you could put a number on it?
Now, since it's summertime, the purchasing for ice cream is a little higher.
Right. We're in season for it and everything.
It does affect us a little bit more. I'd say just a couple $100. I wouldn't say more than $1,000.
Per product?
Per
brand?
Just overall, so just the ice cream part. So yeah,
right.
Approximately somewhere down. I don't have a specific number, but around that. It's significant enough for us to have to make adjustments in our budget.
Sure.
So that's where it's kind of stressing too.
Right. So if we're talking a couple $100, in a morning or something, then that's going to accumulate pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as you're talking about losing some of that business, are you guys seeing with this problem different or decreases in sales, decreases in maybe customer satisfaction?
Mm-hmm.
What's the customer satisfaction ramifications with this?
At the current moment, I'm not really. I've had some complaints, but there's not really a specific way to measure the customer satisfaction on ice cream.
Right.
But yeah, I've had some people come up like.
Have you guys seen a decrease in customer
in sales? Yeah, definitely a lot.
loyalty, I guess, or customer retention?
Yeah, a lot less people buy ice cream. I've noticed that than compared to other times in the past during this time of season.
How do you think them not buying ice cream is affecting the rest of your store product lines?
I think it affects us because sometimes people just come to the store for ice cream and they see something else and
they're buying other stuff, right?
So I think that's a problem right there. And yeah, basically, I guess that could be the main concern.
Okay, gotcha. Good. Is there anything else that this means for you guys, or any other? I guess. Is there anything else that this is causing stress on, as far as locating different vendors? I mean, that's obviously your goal of this, I imagine.
Not necessarily. We just got out of contract with them. That's why I'm looking at different vendors. I usually like my father, he usually likes to set up long contracts. I'm kind of looking to do something similar to that. But I don't think I have, besides what I stated, not.
So let me ask you this, last couple questions. What is it going to mean for you guys if you aren't able to find a good replacement quickly? Because obviously you guys are in summertime, you're in the season. What are things going to look like? What are the risks if you can't find the right replacement pretty soon?
If we can't find the right replacement, obviously the potential to keep losing business. I guess the worst case scenario would be I would have to probably have a short-term deal with them again. See where it puts me at, or just I can't just not sell ice cream.
Right.
So I'm kind of in a position where I don't want to be. That's why I'm looking at my resources right now.
Good. No, I'm glad we meet. I'm glad we're meeting. I'm glad that I definitely think we can provide the right solution for you guys. So I'm excited to move forward on this.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. Bam. Okay, I'm D-Wall.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds.
Do you have a name? No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, nice to meet you. What was your name?
My name's Anthony.
Anthony. Spencer.
Awesome.
Good to meet you.
So, I don't know if you remember, last time I had a really, really good time at the party we were at. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Were we at a party?
We were at a sales training conference. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Trainings conference. I meant afterwards when the refreshments were being served.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had to refresh my memory
party.
a little bit. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it. It's a good time. I enjoyed the California weather.
Right. Yeah, I did too. It was different from back home. There's a lot of humidity back home. I didn't like that. But I remember us talking last time, and I became aware that you're a manager at DeWalt Tools.
Right.
And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. I'm a little curious. How long have you been in this position?
5 years now.
5 years. Okay. So you're kind of familiar with basically how the business operates and all that stuff. Awesome. If you don't mind me asking, how does your business operate? What do you do?
So I manage several teams in the Southern California area. 85 sales reps is kind of what I'm over right now.
Right.
And I'm the fleet coordinator to make sure that all of them, because they have their routes, they have their locations and stores that they need to service, that they need to be providing for.
Right.
So obviously with D-Wall, I'm sure you have some D-Wall drills in your garage or things like that. we're the providers to get those into the stores and make sure that they have them stocked on the shelves.
Right.
So we deliver them and we do that through all the trucks that we have.
You mentioned routes. So do you specifically plan these routes for the drivers to?
They're already planned. Yeah.
Oh, they're already planned. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as far as let's say like if you guys like, what if a truck like stops working or breaks down? What do you guys usually do in that?
Well, we have to make the necessary repairs. We have to come send a repair truck, or I mean, worst case scenario, yeah, we'd have to send somebody to get them, or obviously just some sort of OnStar type deal to get them
right. Yeah.
repaired. Or usually they're able to repair their tire, whatever.
Yeah.
Be able to change a tire or something like that.
And
luckily, we haven't had any major mechanical issues, but they do wear out pretty quick.
Okay. And are you working with someone specifically, or do you just call whoever's like on hand, most convenient?
No, yeah, we have a repair company that we're affiliated with.
Okay, right. How long have you guys been in business with them?
Since before I've been here. So,
oh, okay. So for a while right now. Okay. And how do you think that's going, like from your point of view?
Good.
Like the
it's going good. I
time
mean,
and stuff like that.
Just the only thing is that no, I mean they do fine. As far as that goes, I mean that's not really our problem. We just find that our trucks are wearing out pretty quick, and we're about to sell them. So I just looking to replace the fleet basically.
All right. Okay. And as I said before, I'm actually the enterprise fleet manager.
Right.
So I do get a lot of I've heard this problem before. I've been in this situation. But before I continue and jump in, I just want to know, is there anything else that you feel like besides this, you said they're breaking down a lot, but besides them breaking down, is there any other issues that you say might prevent you from like reaching the potential that you want to reach?
Not necessarily breaking down a lot. I think that there's just a lot of wear and tear on them, a lot of miles, a lot of hard driven miles, and so that just requires a lot of turnover with a lot of different vehicles. So we're looking at 1.5 years, and then we're having to turn over pretty quick. So ideal situation, I just want to have our guys having the most reliable vehicles possible to be able to maybe extend that time period of turnover and just to make sure that obviously they are taken care of and to be able to deliver more smoothly.
And then you realize there's a lot of wear and tear. How hard do you guys push these trucks? Like, do you guys run them all day?
Yeah, we're running a lot of miles on them each day.
Okay, that's good to know. And then if you felt like, so let's think about if you felt that these problems didn't arise, for example, the wear and tear, do you feel like there would be any other problems maybe that you might come across like in the future? Like, let's say that problem was solved, let's say you get brand new trucks. Is there any other concerns or things that you think I should know about concerning the service or how things are running, or just to like avoid?
No, I don't think so. I think the purpose of us meeting with you guys is to be able to replace our fleet.
Right. I do see that. And kind of going back to what you said, with as far as your fleet, approximately how many trucks are you operating daily? Like, what's the fleet count for you guys?
So I have 85 sales reps. So usually, each of them has their own vehicle. So I mean,
around 85, you'd say.
Yeah, and then we have some obviously backup vehicles. So I mean, we're in like the 100 range, but 85 rolling.
Yeah.
Each day.
Constantly pushing. Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you for answering these questions. I feel like with this information, I'm able to basically go over some plans and see where I can benefit you. Is there anything else that you feel like I haven't hit on that you feel like might be beneficial for me to know? I'm gonna break character real quick. So you've done problem, but you haven't done implication. Yeah, I struggle with that. So implication is basically saying once a problem is solved, is this how you're gonna react?
No, implication is digging into what affects, what will happen, and what is happening because of those problems.
Okay.
What is the problem affecting?
Okay.
Lots of different areas. So digging into that real quick. Jess is probably watching this, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I guess the question would be
Right. So you're doing situational problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now go implication.
So what would a question? The question I guess would be, with all your trucks, having that wear and tear. Do you feel this affects your performance? Would that be?
Yeah, like how is this affecting your performance? That's an implication question.
Okay.
How's this affecting your sales reps? How's it, and then you're thinking about, but you obviously can change the wording, different questions. So I'll give you a sec to think about some of those, and then we'll get back into character.
Okay.
But basically, the problem is, I have dirt in my wound.
Mm-hmm.
The implication is, what
problem?
How's life because of that dirt in your arm? How much is it going to cost the doctor's office to go get that patched up? How's that affecting your relationship at home with your wife? Like all the different things, just because of that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay. And resume.
Awesome. Okay, so I kind of, going back to you said wear and tear, I just kind of wanted to, dig a little bit deeper concerning that. And my question would be, how does these trucks, affect your overall when you're running these routes, the wear and tear? So like, for example, if you could give me an example of like, let's say something does happen, how does that affect like the whole day, the plant? Does that slow you down? Does that?
Yeah, I mean, it slows us down for sure. If obviously it doesn't happen very common, but I mean, if a truck breaks down, overheats, or flat tire, something of that nature, I mean, obviously it's going to slow us down.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be able to make the delivery, which is going to look bad on the company.
Right.
Obviously, we can't have that happen because we get them the tools. So if we don't get them the tools, we're in trouble. We gotta send somebody else. We gotta get somebody else to go get a different truck. We gotta send it, pick them up, deliver it. So I mean, we're looking at a lot of different variables there. Time, money.
So yeah, it's like do you feel that when you're not able to when you're rushed or not able to complete these stuff, do you feel like that affects your reputation a lot?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because that's what we do, and so if we're not doing it well, then I mean that affects the overall brand of our company, unfortunately.
Yeah. And then as far when things like this happen, like do you guys have you kind of give me a quick summary of what you do, but besides that, do you guys have a specific backup plan? Have a guy just driving around the city, just in case?
I mean, if there's a guy in a nearby route that is maybe coming back or on his way to a different one, and he happens somehow to that's pretty rare case scenario. That could work, or like I said, we'd have to get somebody.
So like basically, one problem's over here. It does affect your whole team because they kind of like have to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Okay, that does make sense. I guess my last question would be, with these trucks, like if they do wear and tear come constantly, what do you see that? How do you see that affecting a company?
Well, I think kind of like we talked about, I think it could affect our reputation. I think it could definitely, obviously I don't want to be having to worry about that. At my level, I think it's just another thing to worry about that I don't want to be worrying about. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a chain reaction of me dealing with stuff, and then, the other guys ahead of me knowing about it, and so it's just not going to be good on any end for sure.
And do you feel like that affects the, people above you? Do they stress out, or are you just like completely over this branch?
I mean, I'm over it, so it's my job, but, I don't want them to have to worry about it, and I don't want to have to worry about it. So ultimately, that's why we're approaching you guys to to find, you know, a solution that kind of irons out the wrinkles there.
Right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony.
Awesome.